One time for the one time, my people of the feather, my Hebrew, my original cosmic people. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying something right now. Hopefully, I can start hooking up these turbans like this, and maybe I even sell them, online. But I want to get into the class with the Grandmaster teacher, Bobby Hemitt. Uh, I'm no lawyer. Disclaimer right up front: fair use. I'm no lawyer. I'm no legalese. I'm just a sovereign being that recognizes my Moorish heritage, my Indian heritage, my indigenous heritage. Let me say that. Because at one time, if y'all know, this whole world was one place. It used to be Pangaea, Atlantis, Lomeria, Shambhala, all the ancient names that, I can go through, but I don't even want to go through all the names. But you know thyself, a lot of stuff's been hidden. A lot of stuff is in your face. They put it in the movies, but some of us will never get it because we're waiting for, we talking descriptive, a white person, to give the green light, and you don't need, and that descriptive language, a person to give you no green light. And then you discover that this world is, credit, debtor, and me, I'm classified in the debtor column because I didn't do the paperwork. It's a lot of paperwork to go with this stuff, and if you ask me, that's where they bury us, in paperwork, along with bringing people from outside into our community, because those people don't have no ties to us. The stores by Arabs, these different groups, it's so much that's been done socially to Americans, indigenous people, and all over the world, not just in America, but I got to get it from my perspective of being in the Bronx, in New York, and knowing New York's history and ports and the classification and the legal fiction of 3/4 of a man and all this stuff that it's not real. It's only real when you make it real, and you don't learn. You stay stuck in that mindset waiting for someone to rescue you. They call it the savior syndrome. And I'm already 2 minutes in, and I just got out the bath. That's why I'm like this. But let's get into the class, man. One time for the one time before I
that you see now
really start.
It's all European looking, and then just basically, knock off a few arms. Never the noses like they did in Egypt. But knock off a few arms and make the stuff look old. Now we know that can happen because the University of Chicago with John D. Rockefeller. Most of them John D. Rockefeller lived in the 20th century.
The hard body con.
You see what I'm saying? The first part of the 20th century. So most of the buildings on the campus was financed by John D. Rockefeller. And he went there after they got through building all these buildings. He was like,
NGR.
These shits look too new.
King.
Make them old. And they went in there, and you go to the University of Chicago now, this shit look like it's 200 years old. It look like some shit from England. They made them old. So we know that they can make shit look old all they want to.
They sure can.
You see what I'm saying? So they're just big liars. Now take for instance,
know thyself.
Huge liars. Now, so my point here is they wasn't gonna catch him in the first place. I told people they wasn't gonna catch him because he works for them. You see what I'm saying? He works for them.
Damn,
the whole concept here, the sun and all this type of stuff here. Now it's interesting here because now there's some spiritual things that's also happening too. Number one, and Dr. Delvin Blair talked about this because they played it on the Art Bell show, where they was talking about how they took pictures and they had a soldier that was in the Iraqi war, and he had the flag upside down, which means distress signal. Ooh, now, no fool, these people put up the flag every day. Now, unless I'm mentally retarded, and I don't even fuck with the flag. If I'm gonna put a flag on a pole, I'm gonna automatically know if the flag is upside down. They had the actual flag upside down, and this is what the guy, Richard Hoagland, that wrote the book Monuments on Mars, and the guy, he's worked with NASA and all that stuff, talked about the whole thing about the flag upside down in Iraq, which means it's a distress signal. So if it's a distress signal, that means that obviously there was some shit that was going on over there. There was getting their ass whipped. Now this is the key. They announced the other day.
What they call those?
They said that we're gonna need additional soldiers to come over here. Now although they've been killing 1 or 2 every day now. The shit is escalating. They get at least 2 or 3 a day. They kill 2 or 3 guys a day.
There's so much shit.
The guy said, well, that means we're going to keep the soldiers over here for as long as it takes. And they said, well, how many is that? They said, we got 100,000 soldiers. Now, wait a minute, 2 or 3 people get killed each day. And you mean to tell me that you can get a regular police force to damn, you know, I mean, hell, it was you got to get more than 2 or 3 people getting killed each day in a regular city, in a regular major city. Here it is, they get 2 or 3 soldiers killed each day, and they say, no, we got to keep 100,000 soldiers over here, plus we are sending for additional troops. So they done had 2 boats to come in, and they were actually sick when they came in. It was all coming down with some shit. We'll get into that in a few minutes. But the 2 boats was coming in, and yet they got to turn them around. And they said they need an additional troops. Well, even Phil Valentine, when I was up in New York, had made mention that they were still over there fighting. They were fighting, and they were fighting underground and all different places like that. And they were still over there fighting. Now, here it is again because the guy Richard Hoagland came in and said there was a distress signal. So apparently something is going on and they got heavy casualties. There was one people, they had some things, they had reports. They had reports that it was major casualties that was going on over there with American soldiers. So they done went over there and they done built off some stuff. All of a sudden now, the last week, they're talking about this hostile environment and the stuff starting to escalate, and now they're saying they need these particular soldiers to stay. You see, so it's now, one of the keys here is, they said, well, if they got all these soldiers, they said, well, who's on the army bases here in America? Remember now, they closed down so many.
I think I got it.
Army bases during the 90s.
Shit.
They said, who's on the army bases?
See that?
They said, foreign troops. Yeah, so what's going on? Now, this the key.
From old
you got the UN
Aztec
that opposed it because they snubbed the UN, put their finger up at the UN. So the UN then so-called send no soldiers. They're fighting for us, but you know the UN got our army too. So who are these foreign troops? See, that's the mystery. You may like that you got a split between the so-called UN. You sent all American troops out.
Oh, that's classic.
The ones you got here is foreign troops. Now this is the mystery. Bill Cooper talked about this 7-8 years ago.
They killed Bill.
He said that because the whole shit is about lockdown America.
Because he taught me about Beholder.
And he said, well, if you got soldiers, black or white, they're going to be reluctant to lock down their own mama. So you're going to have to go get soldiers from Russia. Foreign troops. Or foreign troops who do not have no allegiance with you.
I got inside information on that. They're trained out in the Midwest. In different parts. Like they've been trained up in the mountains. I've been up in the mountains recently. Because I've had a little situation myself here, and I've been up in the mountains.
4 years old.
And I've seen some things where they actually go in the mountains. They got tanks and stuff all up in there. And I just recently also, I gave some information to some people I'm dealing with here in Charlotte about, you can look at the back of most street signs or highway signs. They got some special tags on the back of them that glow in the dark.
Oh, I just
you can't see them when you're riding down the road, but if you look behind them,
that's true.
These little markers show you, these are for people that's with FEMA, to where they're going to be having certain people taken.
That's true.
Right,
underground city right here in Charlotte.
Well, see, this is interesting because, see,
all right, so let's go. Let's awaken our souls, those that have souls and those that have spirits, man. Let's make this world a better place. In Michael Jackson voice. Peace. One time for the one.